Now, the Ugandan shilling has been one of the most stable local currency in Africa this year, appreciating around 4% against the US dollar as at April. Now, the Central Bank Governor Michael Atingiego says the strength of the shilling was not based on market interventions, but on less demand for imports, the reforms in the FX swap market in the country, among other factors. Let's listen to his briefing.
Currency has been appreciating, you're right, for a long period. To quote your statement, for 14 months, so you say. And you say that one time it had tied 3950. And I want to believe that you are talking about February last year. And maybe to correct you, Bank of Uganda did not intervene in the market at the time. We allowed the currency to depreciate from where it was, from about 3.7. It was just shy of 4,000. Bank of Uganda last intervened in the foreign exchange market on this on the sell side in the first week of June 2022. So why is the currency appreciating? There are several factors that are explaining the appreciation of the currency. First and foremost, I'll start with the domestic factors. We, as you're aware, we have recorded quite strong exports, particularly in the financial year 24-25. And this is linked to the improved coffee prices and also cocoa prices, accompanied by volume increases in the case of coffee. So that impact alone has enabled us to earn slightly over $2 billion in terms of coffee exports. And then we have also had a prudent monetary policy that has maintained confidence and has attracted a number of offshore players into our markets, particularly to participate in the government securities. The prudent monetary policy that has ensured that inflation has remained low and stable itself is causing more inflows to come. And then we have also undertaken a number of reforms in the FX market, particularly strengthening what we call the swap market, where a number of players are increasing in the activity. So what this is doing is that it is relieving pressure from the spot market into now the FX market, into the swap market. Because initially, everybody made their demands by going to the spot market to buy FX if I wanted it. But now I can go to the swap market, exchange my shillings for dollars if I'm expecting dollars to come maybe next week. So I'm relieving pressure from the spot market. And then, of course, the other thing is that the increased offers of government securities in the market has attracted a number of offshore players. And when they come with dollars, exchange it for shillings to participate in the government securities market. But more fundamentally is the dollar has been weakening world over. It has lost strength against a number of hard currencies. So that's what the Ugandan shilling is partly picking as well, the weakening of the US dollar. So that largely explains why the currency has been strengthening. But what you also need to know is that the currency is market determined. And we do little to interfere with that market determined exchange rate. So it is basically the fundamentals that are driving the currency where it is. And you're right, there are some losers who will result, particularly the exporters, because they're getting fewer shillings for every $1 that they're getting. But we need to address it from another side. How do we lower the overall cost of doing business? The exchange rate is only one tool, but we need to look at a broader aspect because there are a number of factors that affect the cost of doing business, that affect the cost of exporters. What are we doing about those? Take, for example, the cost of energy, the cost of transport and labor and what have you, and all the inputs that go into the production of exports. So we need to have a conversation on those factors rather than just only focusing on the exchange rate, because the exchange rate is market determined. We cannot continue intervening because we want to prop up the exporter. That means we will be buying more currency, injecting more shillings into the economy, and that can also prove to be inflationary if we don't mop it. And if we mop it, we shall cause the interest rates even to go much higher. So you need to strike that balance. How do you then ensure that you minimize the losses by pursuing prudent policies?